Hi, this is Mahi. Till now we understand how to run the simulator, how to use the Simplus monitor, and how to run a sample Python code to control the robot. And this is look like the execution that you should see if you run the sample robot code. It just trying to explore the map and move to new locations. It doesn't have very solid objective to win the competition, but it's a good sample code to start with. So for understanding the simulator concepts more fundamentally, we provide you with a tutorial section in the client. So normally you should go to the Python directory and write your code in the sample or player, or you can create the new script and write your code inside the new script, and remember to import your own script here and add your own player here. So but today we gonna use the tutorial directory, not the real Python directory. In the tutorial directory you see 8 tutorial: the class A, the class B, and the class C. The class A is the intro directory in the intro tutorial for us. So if you don't know anything about Python, you can start from the A1. It's the simple tutorial of Python, how Python works, how much operator, how much values the Python can understand, and what is the syntax, how you should use the syntax. It's similar to C or Java if you use, but you should know some specific syntax that Python might use but not other languages. So this is from very basic start, that you understand what is the value and primitives type of Python. Then you understand the list, dictionaries, and sets, and if you go forward you understand the control flow and iterable values like list and for and while loops. And you go forward, you understand functions, how to define a function and recursive functions in Python, and then you understand the modules that we use in Python, like the math library and how we use it and how we define it. And at the end you understand the classes. In this project, in this competition, you do not necessarily need to create a class or work in an object-oriented environment, but we developed some API for those who wish to work in the object-oriented form of the programming, so they can use that. And more about the object-oriented programming tutorial is here, and some advanced concept of Python like generators and yield that you might not use it in this competition, but it's good to know. So this is the getting start. If you're familiar with the Python, you can move to the basic libraries. The basic libraries is working with the OS, with time, random numbers, and math. These libraries are very essential and you should know them. You probably, if you know Python, you know most of them. The OS is for working with files and directories. The time, most important parameters, so you can understand how much time passed. The random library is very important for generating random numbers or samples or a random distribution. And the math give you all of the mathematical numbers like e or pi, or functions like sinus, cosinus, tangent. And it's very essential if you use a formula in your code that needs mathematical function in it. If you move a little bit forward, you see more libraries that this is very essential for this competition, and also many other Python projects. The first is NumPy. The NumPy is the way we work with arrays and how we manipulate the arrays in with a better performance than usually you can do in the Python. It's very essential when you're working with an image as a big array. The OpenCV is, so there's a long NumPy tutorial that I said I recommend you to read through it at least. And there's an OpenCV library that has been told here. It's for manipulating the image and understanding the image. So if you want to write some image processing code for understanding the characters or finding the heat sensors or avoiding to hitting the wall or other obstacles, you probably need to use this library. For make it easier for junior players, we create the new library. We call it RoboCop Junior Vision, RCJR Vision. You can install it as simple as other libraries, and it's very simple. Tells you that what character you see in the image and where is the character center in the image. You see just 2 line or 3 line of the code give you all you need to done for finding characters. So you probably need to use this if you don't want to get struggle with the OpenCV and image processing phase. And the last but not least is the gRPC. gRPC is not used directly by you in this project, but the connection between the client Py and server.py, as we said in the last tutorial, the client.py doesn't directly connect to the simulator. So the client.py need to connect to the server, and the server then connect to the simulator. It's for many reasons, most of it for safety and simplicity. So this connection between client and server has been done by gRPC library, but you don't have to deal with the complexity of gRPC library. You just need to understand the player or sample script and write your own script inside this file. But if you was interested in to understand how the client and server are connecting together and how the gRPC help us here, I suggest you to read the client and server code. So they are the best practice for using gRPC. So that's for the first section of tutorial. These tutorials not only contain the prepaid code but also contain some practices. So when you read through the code, you might find some fields that need to be complete. In the first 3 tutorials, we don't have any of those fields. You just read the code and trying to understand it. But in the next tutorial, we combine the exercise and tutorial together. Okay, that's it for today.